How does it feel to get back with like the guy who really kind of showed you the way in high school and taught you Greco and all this stuff? How does it feel to be a senior athlete and coming back to train with him and coming back home?
Well, I guess it's kind of a two-part question.
Sorry.
You're good. Coming back home is good. You know, I like Illinois. And, you know, people say mixed things about it, but it's home for me. I like it. Being with Medlin is good. You know, just because he'll tell me, you know, the stuff that I want to hear and then the stuff I don't want to hear all the time, which I think that's a good quality for a good coach. It keeps things real. Yeah, it keeps me accountable is what it is, and I think that's vice versa for a coach to an athlete and an athlete to a coach. I mean, maybe a little bit keeping it real sometimes. You shouldn't do that, but you know, being honest is a good quality of Medlin's.
Yeah,
and I've always liked that.
Coming into your own as a senior level athlete, like how important is that to know when you're wrong and to know when to trust your gut? Do you have anything else to say on that? Because I know as me, I've had times where I didn't listen to coaches because I gotta trust my gut, and I made a huge mistake. I should have listened to them and then learning from those. But so you kind of got to have a good sensibility, and I feel like you specifically are learning really how to hone that in. I don't know if you have anything else to say on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, like, people are human. They're gonna make mistakes. Sometimes you gotta go through the hard way and learn through, through the process. And sometimes, you know, like you're fighting against yourself. You're like, oh, I don't want to do it just because. You're like, I just want to do it just to prove them wrong. But it always works your way around. And then, you know, for some of those, yeah, you're just being stubborn, and you learn the hard way. And then other times you're like, okay, I'm an adult, I'm a senior level athlete, like, you know, I'm doing this, like, I should listen to coach, you know. But like I said, I'm human, and there's times where the bad side, you know, demon side comes out, you know.
Yeah.
But just keep yourself accountable, and at the end of the day, you know, it happens as it happens. And, you know, you probably should have listened to coach, and if you didn't, he was just gonna kind of look at you and be like, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, was that right? But yeah, you're right.
Talk about wrestling Nutter a little bit, Alston Nutter.
Oh, Nutter. He's I mean, I've known Nutter since he came up to Northern, you know, as a 16, 17-year-old. So, you know, right away, I kind of wouldn't say I was like babysitting him. I was just kind of joking. That was just a joke, man. But, you know, he's good. He's grown up to be, you know, overall good dude. You know, he's got good parents. He's raised well, and it's cool to see how far he's coming. You know, as far as I've come, and you know, now he's at the level. And then when he got that bronze medal, dude, I was freaking out. It was so hard. Maybe I might have been more pumped than he was. I don't know, but like I think I woke up people in my apartment complex when I was yelling. I don't remember what time of day it was, but you know, just in general, he's a good dude, and he's someone that. You know, he's a good training partner. He gives good feels, and he's also really honest about stuff, and that's what I like about him.
Are the goals getting tougher with him?
Oh yeah, he's
a bulky boy.
He's getting a little beefy, man. I don't know if you've seen some pictures and videos. I've been slimming down, and he's been getting beefy, but he'll keep me in check. There's like sometimes I'm like, oh, I think I got this, and then just that power gut on me. I'm just like, oh, geez. I'll try to float it, but. Yeah, he's grown into the weight class for sure.
Okay.
I'm slimming down into mine. So I've been joking around with some of the college guys and other like senior freestyle guys. Like everybody that like comes from Greco. Like for example, you had like a solid folk style career. I mean, like high school didn't pan out for you, but you know you developed, and you know you were a couple time. I don't know what, 2 or 3 time All-American, right?
Yeah.
And national champ. That's a national champ. That's a big credential. And me, man, like. In high school, like I didn't have any like high school folk style or freestyle credentials, and like college I just went straight to Greco. But it's like something with that hard hand fighting and knowing positions, it's something I just learned. So a lot of guys when they're like wrestling, like, oh, I still got it, like my thing is, oh, I never had it but I found it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's just being aware of those positions, and there's some stuff I'll be careful on with my knees, and I'm just not used to twisting that way. But like overall, like I'll just lower my level a little bit, and you know, just push, pull, get positions. I'll just go to drags all day, you know.
Yeah.
And if I get a single, like just single. If not, I'm not training to do it. So when I do it, it's pretty sweet, and I just kind of like, you know, Like, what's up?
All right, one last thing I'm interested in a lot is how do you manage work in wrestling? You remind me of Pat Smith here, because you're working every day.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of talking with coaches, a lot of talking with employer. Yeah, how hard is that? You remind me of Andy and of Pat Smith, because those were two guys that I always think of that had to work and train and get a lot out of themselves.
So I think the big thing that translates over, and anybody who's like a student athlete will understand, like there's like a balance. And for school, there's usually stuff that like there's deadlines and everything else. And the one thing that like my work and my boss specifically he's been like really cool about, knowing that I'm training and I have all this stuff going on in the day. Like I already had the conversation with him, like, hey, like wrestling's my main thing, but like I can still work if you guys are willing to work with it. And right away they're like, yep, as long as you're turning everything in on time and you're doing what needs to be done. And then like stuff like this, sometimes you got to get up early and do a little bit, like check emails and whatnot, and that gets kind of annoying, but it's a good skill to have as just like an individual, like doing hard things. You're like, well, I don't really want to get up and do this, but I will. This week's been pretty good, so I haven't had to do that, but it's been a couple like later nights, like not like super late, like I've been pretty good about it, but kind of planning stuff out right. Be like, I need to work from this to this time, or get this done, or I can't go to this. Like they had that bags tournament, whatever. I was like, well, I should probably like stay and work. I was like, I don't know. I was like, man, adulting sucks. But I did it, and as I got my stuff done, and I think tonight we got something planned, and because I did that yesterday, I can do the thing that we're doing as a group tonight. So just planning out and getting stuff done.
Last question.
Yeah.
You got anything gnarly in the plans coming up?
Something gnarly in the plans?
This guy skateboards, he's got dirt bikes, he builds ramps for skateboarding, he builds dirt ramps for dirt bikes, he wakes, what else? He snowboards. You're just constantly shredding.
Shredding.
What do you got anything extreme planned anytime soon, or you got to kind of stop doing those things right now for a while?
I think if you plan it, it's not as extreme.
You.
I got some stuff planned, but I'll keep some of that stuff on the down low. I feel like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. No, I'll try to skateboard at least once a week. My little brother, something he likes to do, and I like to do. Try to get on the boat, get some big air or something. I'm pretty tame, like compared to what I used to do. And the stuff I do now, people still think I'm crazy.
Does it help your wrestling?
I think so. Have you ever seen my balance? Like,
yeah.
Skateboarding for sure. I think so.
My front foot on my skateboard is my front foot when I wrestle.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know if this
push foot, front foot.
I think I switched it up for wrestling, but yeah, it's still good. Just stuff carries over.
Yeah.
Just be an athlete.
Any last words on the interview? You got anything?
Any last words? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Joe Rao beating up on Downey. Sorry, Downey, got to pick my Joe, my buddy Joe. But I'm looking forward to it. And is that a freestyle only match? Or
freestyle, 1 period, Greco 1 period. So it should be fun.
Do you know what? I respect that.
Yeah.
And you guys probably
rumble
agree to that
on the
too,
roof,
right?
Yep.
I respect that, Downey. I don't know you do, but I respect it. Very, very cool. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thanks, Trav.